Hey there, brilliant body. Amazingly, it's been exactly 2 years since launching the Brilliant Body podcast, with listeners in now 83 countries and counting. So, thank you so much for being on this global journey with us. And all these brilliant body masters, we're so proud to have had as our guests and all the next ones to come. So, to honor these 2 years, we have two gifts for you: compilations of our guests answering the last two questions I ask everybody. The first being an up to date sequel of How Do You Define Embodiment, where we've added all the newest guests who have answered this question. And the second, What do you like best about being your body? We have compiled these in two separate episodes for you to listen and/or watch wherever you tune in to the Brilliant Body podcast. In a world where so many of us grapple with being the bodies that we are for so many different reasons, we wanted to highlight what some of our guests appreciate most about being their particular brilliant body. You'll hear in this episode such a fantastic array of love notes to and from these bodies. So catch the love to and from your own brilliant body. Here we go. What do you like best about being your particular body?
It's an interesting question given that I'm in this long healing from spinal surgery that immobilized me. I couldn't walk for weeks and have had to regain a lot of movement capacities. So I've had a lot of frustration. I love to dance. I love my bodies. I love me, my living, me as living, me as body. I love me as dancer, expressing and moving freely. I also love me as animal. I love crawling and sniffing. I love how my body is discovery and curiosity, how it's really earthy and connected to the earth. I love that.
I am in all that it gets to play with inside itself through its emotions and outside itself in the physical world. It blows me away. There's so much creativity and beauty available. I'm so grateful that I have a body to experience the inside on the outside of it. I get to move in the world through a body that is very able, very strong, very flexible. And I really marvel. My body has hiked me across mountain ranges, and my body has opened me to states of ecstasy, and my body has let me grieve from the deepest wells within myself. My body lets me heal other people, help other people's healing, I should say. So I love all the capacities of my body and its sensitivity and its strength.
What do you like best about being your body?
The fact that there are moments when it does the thinking for me, I suppose. That if I'm swimming, for example, in cold water, and I've swum 20 lengths or something, or if I'm walking and I've walked a long distance, suddenly it's as if the body takes over and starts doing the thinking for me. By which I mean that my consciousness gets hitched to my body again in a way that it isn't ordinarily.
And that's so much loving and so much experience. Being in a body is an opportunity to see every day as unique, every moment is filled with possibilities. So I could be walking right now and feeling great, and then I could step wrong, and then I'd have to go into a whole new relationship with a part of my body that I hadn't had before. So each new opportunity for meeting myself out of my most harmonious alignment opens up a whole well of compassion and connection, collaboration.
Mm, I think some of the stuff that I enjoy the most is being able to experience bliss or energy moving through my body. Being able to feel my heart just explode with joy at an experience. Mostly it comes from experiences in nature, experience with other human beings. experiencing themselves on a really deep level, to be able to facilitate that is something I'm hugely grateful about. And I feel that in my own body. And to feel that power of energy, of frequency moving through with, if it's TRE or if it's breath work or if it's meditation, that just brings that bliss. It's a very physical experience for me.
Well, of course, there is the wide variety of skills that I and anybody else has developed that gives them pleasure. And I would have to say that the two of the most pleasurable places that I have in my embodiment is, one, teaching a class, because I have to be in transmission contact with everybody in that class. I've got to read the room. I've got to read individuals. I've got to plan my learning strategy according to what shows up. And I'm called upon to use all of my vocal skills, all of my gestural skills, all of my table work skills to help others develop this skill. And the other is working one-on-one with people, because that's when I'm so deeply immersed in the meditation of feeling through my antenna system the responses of my client as we go back and forth into this move, resist, move, no resist, change a plan when that's not working. So you have to stay constantly in the moment, and you have to constantly be ready to shift gears and do something else when something's not working. And being immersed in that merging of psychic bubbles and physical bubbles together is just one of the most exhilarating experiences of my life.
I have the body of a maker. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's frustrating. I need to make things. I need to create. Beauty is important to me. The way the physical world is arranged, I have a beautiful cup with, it has a certain tactile sense to it. So this need to make and shape and create is part of what I enjoy about being in my body. It's a creative expression that's just part of me. Whether it's dancing or singing or moving, or there's some kind of thing that has to do with that kind of making something energy.
And what do you enjoy most about being your particular body?
Freaking everything. Like everything, like every sensation. I'm a texture freak. Every sensation, every nuance, every little cold thing, hard things, hurtful thing, everything I can see. I'm a tetrachromatic, so I see a million more colors than most people. Like, life is really extraordinary. Every little thing I can hear, feel, smell, taste, if you like name it, any electrical impulse through my body, everything, every single tiny little anything. Hell yeah.
I want to know what you love most about being your body, your personal body.
My personal body, which
Yeah.
I honestly despised for a good section of my life, because my spiritual orientation was that this was sort of a curse, not a gift. So I did not perceive my body as a gift. And it was both a moral challenge, because as a Catholic, it's like, damn, every sensation seems like a threat to your moral status as a good human being. Oh my God, I'm feeling good. This must be wrong. Contending with that is a challenge that I know many people face. But also I have my own physical challenges, which I'll spare you, but they're significant. And as pleasant as my body may have looked over several decades of my life, under the hood, it was really very challenging. And so it's taken me a while actually to come into a positive relationship with my body. And that's not in small part what my whole career has been about, is facilitating my own stepping in to the physical form with acceptance and joy, reverence, and appreciation, as opposed to fear, loathing, disappointment, anger, and all those things. And it's an ongoing process. I meet people who are at ease in their bodies in a way that I can only aspire to, and think, okay, well, that's where I'm headed. I'm headed towards that kind of joyful acceptance of the physical.
To bring to animals the freedom and joy that as an innocent individual is their birthright. Do you know what I mean? That they don't do anything malicious. They don't do anything mean. They don't sin. They don't do evil things. They don't break a law. Like, they are innocent in that sense. And yet they're magnificent and they're fascinating for their diversity and their abilities. But at the end of the day, the connection is there's another being, and I want to be friends with them because I want to be able to bless them. I want to be able to give them stuff. I want to give them freedom. I want to give them food. I want to give them joy. I want to give them fun, whatever it is. And I don't care if they give me anything in return, because it doesn't matter. I just love you.
What do you like best about being your body?
I love being alive. I really, really love it. In my body, I take really good care of it. And so I'm happy to be here. I'm in my 70s now, and I feel like I still have a lot of energy, and I'm still curious about things, and I'm active. And I love that I have a sense of when something's too much or too little. I track well on my own stuff as I do them. So that's a skill that I think is learned. Now, some people are it's innate, but it took me a long time. And I feel like at this point in my life, I'm really happy in my home.
What do I like best about it? My capacity for pleasure, intense pleasure. And I would say the resource that it has this capacity to know things. I can know through my body. The thing I'm really into right now is simply saying, and this I accept. So I accept my trembling, my quaking mess of a body. I accept my pleasure in this moment. I accept that pain I'm feeling in my hip. I accept all of it. And it's a great game of acceptance and freedom in a way. I accept my resistance. I accept my letting go. So that's my favorite thing I'm doing now.
I love that I will continually surprise myself because I'm curious. So cultivating that curiosity, I can be in the grocery store and notice a woman or a man or different ethnicities, different gender, different ages, and have that openness that my animal body can be curious about that person and kind of wonder what they're like. And so it's really staying in that place of curiosity and playfulness.
And last question, what do you like best about being your body?
I love to have the capability of sensing. It's a medium where you can sense the pain, but you can sense the pleasure. You can sense the bubbles and the excitement of watching a beautiful sunset, and then you can sense the coolness of the wind in your face. It gives me a sensation that I can be Marcela and I can be everything else. I feel that when we don't have a body and there's not that capacity of really feeling and really taking in everything and everybody, it might be challenged. I don't know. We'll all get there at some point. But having a body that can sense all the pleasure and all the pain, all of it.
So one of the circuits that we haven't talked about is the sexuality circuit.
Yeah.
And that is where emergence happens. That's where we become ourselves. It doesn't matter if you're asexual or so sexually active. That's not the point. The point is, what is this body here to do? What does it want? And what does it do when it's turned? As we begin to dissolve the spider webs that are holding us, and I get these flashes of just like being pure sexuality, just like chaos and beauty and power radiating out of me. That's what I like most about being a body.
What's one thing you particularly enjoy about being your body?
Well, I would have to say it's the moving. The way my body moves, I just really enjoy it. I really, really love. It's my language. Movement is my language. It's my first language.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that I'm deeply grateful being an embodied human on this planet.
Being silly. Being silly, not taking life too seriously, laughing. I love to laugh, even in the face of something that is not laughable. It brings a little bit of ease and grace. But I love humor and comedy and silliness. The little boy in me is still alive and well, appreciating how life can be really funny and absurd and crazy. It's a lightness, it's a giddiness, energy. It's a really high frequency. It's a playfulness. It evokes joy, and it comes from a place of acceptance and connection and centeredness and balance.
I really, really enjoy movement in general. It helps me ground, orient, process. It's the groundedness. My body feels like a place I can relax into now. And so whether it's stretching and yoga or walking or dance or just sort of interpretive movement, my body feels like such a beautiful place to be, to experience that flow state when I'm moving.
And what do you like best about being your body?
I like that it's still there. It hasn't failed me yet, even though I keep trying sometimes. So yeah, one of the meditations I do, I'm grateful for my heartbeat and my lungs breathing, and the fact that it's my tool. A lot of people get to be a master at something. I got to master my tool that's part of me, and it's always with me. So my hands are an appendage that if I lost, I'd be very, very upset, because it's a sensitivity that I don't think a lot of people have, and then what I can do with them is really cool. So I'm extremely grateful for the body I have and the things it's allowed me to do.
Everything I experience inside the world is inside of me, and I am the locus. I am the one who can use my vast creative capacity to bring my world into greater coherence. And the more I understand how beautiful and how humbling and how empowering that is, the more I'm like, oh my God, I am amazing. And you are too. Like, we all are that. Yeah.
Every moment that I'm conscious that I am alive, to remind myself to just be present in that moment and to know what that feeling is to be alive, so that when I'm letting go of it, I will have lived the way I wanted to. No regrets. That's really what I'm aiming for. And I don't mean regrets about what I did or didn't do. I mean regrets about having lived the way I wanted to live while I was in this body.
Oh, I think for me, it's always been dancing, and I'm not doing that to the degree. But as my knee is healing, and we have 1 dog, 3 cats, and I was just fully dancing in front of my dog going, what do you think? So for me, it's always been, it's some form of dancing movement is such a joy, pleasure. There's many more, but that's one.
What do you enjoy best about being a body?
Fun. It can be painful also, but it can be fun. And it can be so pleasurable that I can't even stand it sometimes, in particularly special moments. You know what I'm saying? And but also, like, rock climbing comes to mind. Wow, we can do this thing with our bodies. It's amazing.
Being able to enjoy beauty as well of life. And I'm not talking about what we see. I don't really take in very much with my eyes. I take in with my scent, with my sense of touch, my proprioception, my hearing, like the strongest senses for me. Even the sense of taste.
We all have our own ways of sensing that are maybe more unique to each of us. Maybe someone sees light a certain way, or someone's really auditory. And it's so helpful to notice and connect to your sensitivity by things that just feel comfortable for you. And that's a part of your gift. And I feel like when I found the Alexander technique, what I found was like, oh my gosh, it's okay to be this sensitive. It's okay to feel like I have an instinct, or like that there's a feeling around that instinct and I can trust it, or that I sense a room in a certain way, or if I sense people. That's been such a gift, and that I really appreciate about myself.
And what do you like best about being your body?
There is such a deep love in my body, a love of this moment, of this life, of all of its weird and wonderful turns and crazy, crazy diversity and gifts and griefs.
I love stretching. I love the sensation of stretching and moving. And yeah, moving and dancing probably some of my biggest pleasures. Yeah.
Even more than sex?
Well, sex involves moving and dancing.
Right on.
What a great question. It's so hard to know because I've never been me without a body. And I think that brings up a lot of questions about what is our essence and what are we limited to being a body that perhaps would be different if we weren't a body. But I guess how I'll answer the question is what I appreciate most about being a body is the ability to have those sensory contact experiences with other bodies, other humans and bodies. And I think that creates a bit of proprioceptive definition. I know who I am because I know who I'm not. And when we are able to be in contact with other bodies, we get a lot more awareness of our own. And so that creates, I think, a very visceral understanding of self that we may not have more consciousness around or awareness of if we were not bodies. Can I ask you that question? I would love to hear your answer.
What do I enjoy? I think you said it so beautifully. I love sensational consciousness.
Love that term.
Movement and my conscious expansion and fluidity throughout my whole body sensory experience, which goes beyond just my skin. So in personal space, I can move consciousness, as I say, my mind through my matter and experience such different dimensions of awareness because of it. And I got to add, everything wonderful experiencing from the senses, including great sex, of course. And as you just described, interaction with other bodies. I love how you describe that it just has capacity to interact in a way that has such richness and at times great pain and danger as well. Being bodies with each other is certainly part of the great, if not absolutely essential aspect of being on planet Earth. And what do you enjoy most about being your particular body?
Expressing love in all the ways that it does. That's it.
Thank you so much. I loved this conversation. We hope you really enjoyed this episode and that it's inspired you to notice and appreciate what you particularly enjoy about being the brilliant body that you are. And we want to know what that is. So come be a part of our next compilation. Send us a 1 to 2 minute video describing what you like best about being your particular body. You can tag us in your video on social media at Allie_body_brilliance. Or if you prefer relatively old school communication, find our WhatsApp and email details in the show notes to get what you need to be part of our next compilation. We would love to have you be a part of it. And follow along on our socials to see people's responses or share yours there. You'll also find in the episode notes a link to all our episodes so you can listen to the complete conversations I had with each of these brilliant guests. And lastly, I know you keep hearing this, but it is so true. It really matters to be rated and reviewed. It helps get our podcast out to so many more people. So if you would kindly take, or I should say, give us a few seconds to go to the show itself, scroll down, see those 5 stars that are just waiting for you to click on all 5 of them, and even review us. It will help us so much. So thank you again for being on this 2-year journey with us that will continue, hopefully for many more years to come. And from our brilliant bodies to yours, we wish you every blessing. Until next time.